afternoon, Steel City. Welcome to the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. With your host, myself, Ralph Calise. Today's show, the Steelers 2023-2024 season and playoffs are officially over by losing to the Buffalo Bills in a winter wonderland of snow and freezing cold weather. The Penguins pregame recap as they professionally get at it and move into a playoff position. The Pirates close some arbitration cases for the upcoming 2024 season. And I will get into myself going to meet three of the Steelers' six-time Super Bowl champion players. All this to come on the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Let's go! Good afternoon, everybody. Once again, this is the Yinzer Report with Ralph Calise on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. This is actually my third ever episode, and I'd like to just say that today is Tuesday, and on IE Sports Radio, we have a lineup of great shows following mine, and they are the show of the land with Gen B coming up next, the Buffalo Huddle. I'm sure Patty's doing snow angels up there in Buffalo with Patty Backs. You have Philly Sports Talk with Cash and Chris. I can't wait to hear that one. The Neutral Zone with Adam and Zachary. And you'll finish it off later on tonight with Sin City Sports with Kaylee Henderson. So, yesterday, as you know, the Steelers lost to the Buffalo Bills. Very strong team. Their season is now over, and it was kind of disappointing, but hey, they needed a lot to go their way yesterday, and it started out really bad. If you saw my face-off show with Larry B and Patty Backs, I did mention that it had to be a Pittsburgh team type deal, offense, defense, and the game started off with two turnovers, and Buffalo was up 14-0 at the blink of an eye. Mason Rudolph led them down the field to try to make it 14-7. And I don't know, maybe he thought it was Ben Roethlisberger. He tried to throw that pass in the corner of the end zone there, and it got picked off. Great play by the Buffalo defender. So I just want to talk about how this is a disappointing loss to the Bills. And as we know, football, as we know, is two seasons, regular season and playoffs. We all root for our teams very hard for the team in the regular season just to get in the playoffs. That's awesome. You make it with an unexpected turnaround, a third-string quarterback, a defensive player of the year, a Hall of Fame coach, and some help. You're pumped up, you're excited. Now you find out the Bills are your playoff opponent. We're in the playoffs, despite all the experts not giving us a chance. We're in the playoffs, a weather storm canceling our 1 p.m. game Sunday to a 4:30 game on Monday. And again, the experts giving us no chance to win. The playoff game is underway. The Bills, the expected victors, jump out to a 14-0 lead because of a fumble by George Pickens to the ground. I fell to the ground. They scored on the next play. The Steelers, I guess they were, well, not I guess, they were overwhelmed for the whole first half as Josh Allen is being deemed by CBS the greatest thing ever. And then he goes and scores a 52-yard touchdown run with disgusting attempts of tackling by our Steelers. This was after Rudolph threw a pick in the end zone, like I mentioned, to the Bills defender. Um, at 21-0, Steelers line up in a field goal attempt by Buffalo, and lo and behold, they block the damn field goal. They get the ball, great field position. They score a TD from Rudolph to Deontay Johnson, 21-7. Tomlin has 3 timeouts left, but completely botches it because the attempt to use them with the momentum he had, in my opinion, he screwed it up. You got to try. You got to use those timeouts with the time left. Buffalo got a first down, but there was still like a minute 25 left, and they stopped him the next 2 plays, and he didn't use a timeout. You gotta try to keep the momentum going, and you have to use those timeouts. You never know what will happen in an element like what was going on there in Buffalo. Anyway, the clock runs out, and it's 21-7, Bills halftime. The game goes along. Steelers lose 2 players, Allen Robinson and Joey Porter Jr., to concussions on plays. There were no flags thrown while both players were injured. It's the fourth quarter, and Mason Rudolph has led us back in the game with a TD pass to Calvin Austin for 9 yards. Wow, that's 24-17. There had to be a sense of nervousness in Buffalo, but again, this is the playoffs, and you need things to be perfect. This is where the Zebras now start using the yellow flags against the Steelers on some questionable calls. Josh Allen, the greatest thing ever, already mentioned, just throws his hands up, gets what he wants. This happened twice while the Steelers lost 2 players to concussions that no penalties were called, especially the one on Joey Porter. I don't know if anybody's seen it, but one of the linemen from the Bills, as Joey Porter's trying to tackle Stephon Diggs before the first down marker, plows into Joey Porter from behind. Definite block in the back, hit him in the head, and you know the rest. He got a concussion, no penalty call. Um, the Steelers lose 2 players, like I said, to concussions on penalties that weren't called. Buffalo does what they were supposed to do. The amazing Josh Allen throws a touchdown pass with disgusting tackling again by the Steelers. I think Miles Jack tackled the wrong guy as the wide receiver for Buffalo was going in the end zone. Unbelievable. So it's 31-17 Buffalo with about 4 minutes to go. Steelers' last chance is thwarted. They have a 4th and 3. Pickens is being held. There's no call. All the CBS announces, the ref on site say should have been a call. The Bills eventually went on to miss a field goal off that. Still 31-17 with 1:30 left. No padded stats or TDs for the Steelers. The game is over. The NFL gets Bills Chiefs for the 7th time. Mahomes versus Allen. I'm disappointed it's not Steelers Ravens for the third time. So another disappointing playoff loss for the Steelers. They're 0 for their last six. I will say there is nothing more emotionally than playoff wins and losses. I've been through both for 50 years. I felt every raw emotion after this loss. But we'll say our regular season did not make us feel disappointed. No way, not the way it turned out. Steelers are mediocre at best. As we know, we were not winning a Super Bowl this year, but so happy we had the chance. The team as it stands now, arrows up, and have gained respect as a team on a very good upside in the coming season. We will have 8 months to talk draft, talk Tomlin's decision, which just before I came on air was made. He will be back. Talk about the quarterback situation. Some players get healthy that were really missed. And always wear and cheer our black and gold forever. Let's go Steelers. So that's it. Season is over for the Steelers. And that's how I feel. I'm disappointed. But hey, there's always next year. Um, Something that came about for the Steelers, which was a really exciting moment on Wednesday, which was January 10th. The NFL Hall of Fame is having a Pittsburgh Steelers legacy forged in black and gold exhibit celebrating the 50 years since the Steelers' first Super Bowl season. So the Pro Football Hall of Fame announced 50 announces 50 years ago the Pittsburgh Steelers reversed their franchise's fortune and launched a dynasty. In honor of the anniversary, the Pro Football Hall of Fame will debut an exhibit entitled A Legacy Forged in Black and Gold starting January 20th, 2024. This series will kick off with Pittsburgh's six Vince Lombardi's trophies, six Super Bowl rings, 27 enshrinements, the 20 enshrinement bust together for the first time to spotlight special anniversary, a legacy forged in black and gold. It's scheduled to the public for opening at 9 a.m. January 20th. There will be a multi-area exhibit which marks the first time all six of the franchise Vince Lombardi's six trophies, six Super Bowl rings, and bronze busts of the 27 individuals who contributed to the success of those who wore the iconic black and gold jerseys will be under the same roof together at this exhibit, scheduled to run daily through February 19th. So that's a pretty cool thing. All the Steeler fans, if you can get a chance to get there and go there, I would love to go. Let's see if I can make some time for that. It'd be hard, but other than that, we'll see. Um, so I just want to mention something about myself. I am a very big Steeler memorabilia fanatic, and I will have the opportunity this Saturday to meet three of the Steelers who have been part of the six Super Bowl championships. The players will be Hines Ward, who was actually one of my top three favorite Pittsburgh Steelers ever. Jack Ham, Hall of Famer, four-time Super Bowl champion, and Mr. Rocky Bleier, a gentleman in himself, four-time Super Bowl champion. Going to meet these three guys. It's at the Winter Extravaganza at the Westchester County Center. It's located on 198 Central Avenue, White Plains, New York, 10606. It's actually like a sports card and memorabilia show. They will be there for meet and greets. They'll be there from Saturday all day, not all day, 1:30 to 2:30, and there are other sports personnel there between baseball and basketball and boxing. But I am going to meet three of my favorite Steelers ever, especially Hines Ward. I think I have basically every possible piece of memorabilia that's out there of him signed, except the one that I'm going to bring to him Saturday. It's actually his first ever game ticket stub or full ticket. It was versus the Baltimore Ravens, and I'm going to have him sign that and inscribe it first NFL game ever. And I'm going to put that in my Hines Ward memorabilia stack. Looking forward to it. I hope it turns out good, and I'll update you guys on that next week's show. So, like I said, getting back to the Steelers, it was announced just before I came on air. It came across that Mike Tomlin did tell the players today, I guess, that he will be back for 2024. Uh, he walked out of his press conference yesterday. I'm sure everybody's seen it. The reporter asked a question or a partial question about coming back for his last year of his contract. I guess he didn't even let the question get out, and he walked out of the post game conference. I mean, understandable. He's very emotional. He just spoke about how his team fought and clawed. Uh, he did mention a Tomlinism. Their efforts were appreciated, but efforts don't win a game. You need everything to fall in place. Uh, there was a pause at the end, and I guess the narrator there said, "Any questions?" And there was like a dead silence for a couple of seconds, and then the question came up about him coming back next year. And I don't know if you saw the look on his face, but he wasn't happy, and he's like stormed off the podium. I mean, it's probably hard. I know the reporters doing their job, asking the questions, but for something like that, uh, I don't know if I would be able to answer that. But maybe that's something you save for his press conference. Probably it's going to be tomorrow, where it's going to be the last one of the year, and you can talk about that. But like I said in the beginning, to me, Mike Tomlin is a Hall of Fame coach. When the playoffs come, it's a different animal. He does not have a good record in the playoffs, but he should be in the running for Coach of the Year this year for what he did with this team. This team. I'm going to outline everything in another show when I do a season go over, a season review of how it goes. But there was multiple tasks he had to go through in order to get this season to where he got them at 10-7, which the final record is 10-8 because they lost yesterday. But hey, I don't know if everybody knows, but I do the show from New York, and we got our snow last night into today, and I was out there this morning in my black and gold at 8 a.m. shoveling my snow with my black and gold on, wearing it proud. I'm black and gold in my heart, people. Black and gold forever. I bleed it. So, all right, that's it for today for the Steelers. I'm going to take a break, and I'm going to come back with some Penguin stuff. We'll recap their past three games, They're in the hunt for the playoffs. I think they just made the last spot, and we'll talk about that.
What's good, fight fans? It's your boy, Marcus Los Rate, here to give you what you want, here to give you what you need. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm coming to you live, straight from your mama's basement with a crispy, awesome white tea. We are coming to you live every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Powered by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's good, everyone? It's Drewski, the host of Heart of Texas Sports on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. On this station, we cover everything in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area. From we cover the Dallas Cowboys, the Dallas Stars, Dallas Mavericks, Dallas Wings, Texas Rangers, TCU, SMU, we cover it all right here every Wednesdays from 9 to 10 p.m. Central Time. Make sure you stay live with me on the Heart of Texas Sports on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hey sports fans, do you like wine? Well, we've got the show for you. This is Let's Wine About Sports, a show where we talk about wine and sports simultaneously. From the classic Cabernet Sauvignon all the way down to the grapes that you've never even heard of before. Oh yeah, we cover it all. And we'll talk about a little bit of sports as well. Football, hockey, collegiate, women's sports, it doesn't matter. We're going to talk about it all, and we're going to whine about it all. So join me Monday at 8 p.m. on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Okay, welcome back. This is the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all the sports. Just checking out the chat during the break. Hello, Tehran, Jen B, Patrick, Patricia Bax. Oh, there she is. Let's go, Bills. uh, Patricia wrote, have a great show, Ralph. Working but listening. Thank you for that. Yeah, I knew you'd be doing Snow Angels. Ralph, we lost quite a few players to injury, too. We were down to our third and fourth stringers. Yeah, but we lost two players on penalties that should have been called. They got knocked out with concussions. But hey, it's over now. Um, let's get into some Penguins hockey. Um, they did play 3 games in the time last spoke to you. And right now, their record is at 21-15-6 for 48 points. And they have steadily moved up into the last playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. They're tied with a couple of the teams. We're trudging along. So they had a game January 11th at the PBG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh. They played the Vancouver Canucks, who were on fire. It was a good game. Vancouver wound up winning 4-3 in overtime. They scored 2 early goals in the first 6 minutes and 31 seconds of play. Alex Nedeljkovic was in net. The Penguins' Peterson scored to cut the Canucks' lead to 1, but the Canucks' Pedersen put them back on the lead to 2 goals. Nedeljkovic night ended after the first period being pulled after giving up 3 goals. Tristan Darry relieved him in net starting the second period. He made several timely saves, keeping it at 3-1. Pens did get closer with a Crosby goal. This goal also tied him with Hockey Hall of Famer Mike Bossy for the Islanders for 22nd all-time in goals with 573. Crosby, again, being Crosby, he didn't stay tied with Mr. Bossy for too long, as he tied the game with his 24th goal of his season with 28 seconds to go in the third period. The Canucks ended the game in overtime with Pedersen's second of the game, his 22nd of the year, 4-3 OT win for the Penguins. For the Canucks. The Penguins did gain a point. Jarry did strong, just allowing the OT goal and stopped 19 of his 20 shots after leaving Nedeljkovic. Riley Smith left the game with a reported being evaluated for an upper body injury by Coach Sullivan. The Penguins, after this game, 9-3-2 in their last 14 games, going back to December 12th. So then came Saturday, January 13th, the Penguins at the Carolina Hurricanes at the PNC Arena in Raleigh, North Carolina. And again, the Penguins lost in overtime. Hurricanes 3, Penguins 2. Penguins had 40 shots on goal. They came back from a 2-0 lead in the third period with goals by Gunsel and the tying goal by Rust at 19:07, 53 seconds left in the game. That's 2 games in a row. They tied the game with a 6:05 in the last minute of the game. Tristan Darry was in net. He allowed 3 goals with 32 saves. With the saves he made in the first period, the Hurricanes would have had at least a 4-0 lead. The Penguins had 3 power play chances and couldn't capitalize in the second period. One was a 5-on-3. So, hey, the main objective is to gain points. So you have in hockey, when you start a game, you have a point already on the board. You just can't go out there and lose it. You're playing for 2 points, but you already have 1 point in your hand. So now came the game yesterday. It was moved up from, I believe, a 6 p.m. start to a 1 p.m. start. So I guess all the fans in Pittsburgh can go home and watch the Steelers playoff game. Yes, it was originally scheduled at 6. The Penguins beat the Kraken 3-0. The Penguins are now 11-8-2 at home. Pretty strong at home. Like I said, at 21-15 now, 6 with 48 points. They actually stopped the Kraken's 9-game winning streak. The Penguins were strong the first 2 periods. Crosby had 2 goals. One was an empty netter. Drew O'Connor scored the opening goal for the Penguins. Chris Letang had his 26th assist. Erik Karlsson had his 24th. And they are in the playoff spot with 2 games in hand of the teams ahead of them. Jari strong, 22 saves in the shutout, first star of the game. Crosby was the second star of the game. And Drew O'Connor, with his goal, was the third star of the game. The Penguins now out on the West Coast. They start off in Las Vegas. Penguins in Las Vegas. That should be a good watch. So, yeah, the Penguins are really starting to play some good hockey. They're gaining points every game. That's what you want. See what happens. Jerry seems like he's got things back in order. He has been playing really well the past couple of games. And we'll see what happens with that. They got some games coming up on the West Coast. Go Pens. Stay strong. And I'm going to take another quick break. Come back with some Pirate news. And be right back. The Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sport.
Welcome to the 305, aka the Magic City, and this is Magic City Scoreboard. I'm your host, JB, and right here we're going to talk anything Miami. Miami Dolphins, Miami Heat, Miami Hurricanes, Marlins, Panthers, Inter Miami, and even high school football. So join me once a week right here on Magic City Scoreboard on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed to all that is sports. Welcome to the 305, aka the Magic City, and this is Magic City Scoreboard. I'm your host, JB, and right here we're going to talk anything Miami. Miami Dolphins, Miami Heat, Miami Hurricanes, Marlins, Panthers, Inter Miami, and even high school football. So join me once a week right here on Magic City Scoreboard on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed to all that is sports.
Hockey fans, I'm Adam Kernick.
And I'm Zach Puplis.
Together, we are the newest version of Hockey Talk on IE Sports Radio, The Neutral Zone.
Zone.
We love hockey, but we also know it's not everyone's first sport. So we want to make this show as much for new fans as for the diehards.
Whether you can name all the Swedes on the '08 Red Wings Stanley Cup team, or if you can't tell if Varlamov is a goalie or the latest trendy vodka, we're here to help. With facts, figures, and outrageous fans, we bring you all the hard-hitting hockey news you can handle, while still keeping it fun and on the rails. Well, mostly.
So tune in every week as we go around the hockey world, from college to Canada, the minors and the majors, and everywhere in between.
So bring your cellies.
And your one-timers.
You wicked wristas.
And be sure to protect your five-hole.
Catch the Neutral Zone every week on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
We promise not to pick on the Arizona Coyotes every episode.
Hello, everyone. My name is Daryl Kinsey Jr., and I'm welcoming you to take another lap with the fastest show on IE Sports Radio. Yes, this is the Extra Mile with me and my co-hosts Christopher Lehman and Michael Ward. We talk everything racing from NASCAR to IndyCar to Formula One to limited hydroplanes, endurance racing, the NHRA, and more. So come join us for an hour of great racing talk and a lot of fun as well on the Extra Mile, Thursdays at 8 p.m. only on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Okay, welcome back. This is the Yinzer Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. I gave Magic City score draw drop 2 in a row there. I have to update my screen here. But hey, I'm sure it's worth it. All right, I got some Pittsburgh Pirate news. Spring training is steadily approaching. So the Pirates avoided arbitration with 5 players this past week. The deals reached with the arbitration eligible players were all-star pitchers Mitch Keller and closer David Bednar, with JT Brubaker, Connor Joe, and Edward Olivares. Mitch Keller's raise was a good one after setting career highs in wins, games started, and innings pitched. Strikeouts also, and his first All-Star appearance. Bednar got the biggest pay bump in his arbitration case and deserved being one of the best MLB relievers in baseball in 3 seasons with the Buccos, doubling his save totals in 2023, which was 39 last season. That led the National League. Connor Joe, scrappy player, being also a big factor for the Pirates at needed at any point. Played a lot of positions, tied for the lead in doubles last year. He deserved his raise. JT Brubaker is coming back off surgery from last season. It's the good old Tommy John surgery for a pitcher. I don't know if it's good, but sometimes players come back from that injury and they're stronger than they were. So he's hoping to return to the Pirates near the All-Star break. So it's been very slow out in Pirate Land. But like I said, spring training is coming up real soon. And we'll see what happens with that. So I just want to reiterate to you that Today is a big day. It's Tuesday for IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports, with all the shows coming up. After mine at 6, it's the show of the land with Gen B. Then at 7, it's the Buffalo Huddle with Batty Backs. 8, Philly Sports Talk with Cash and Chris. At 9, the Neutral Zone with Adam and Zachary. And 10 p.m. will be the last show of the day, Sin City Sports with Kaylee Henderson. That's 6 straight hours of sports talk. IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all the sports. Man, this is the place to be. So that's all I have for today. I'll be ending my show a little early. Like I said, I'm looking forward to getting to meet these 3 Steelers over the weekend. Hines Ward, Jack Ham, and Rocky Bleier. I'll give you some updates on that. Maybe I'll get Hines Ward to say something. And I'll share it with you guys next week. I think Gen B is next. And I would just like to say, if she wants, we can be AFC North Buddy fans and root versus the Baltimore Ravens, because me a Steeler fan and her a Browns fans. We don't want Baltimore winning anything. All right, so I'll hit the music, and once again, this is it for today, and be back next Tuesday. Enjoy the next shows coming up. As mentioned for the 3rd time, Show of the Land with Gen B will be the next one up. Have a great show. Have a great night. Enjoy your night. And always, let's go Steelers. I will talk to you next week. Once again, this is the Yinzer Report, IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. My name is Ralph DeLeese. Hope you enjoyed today's show. Sorry I'm a little disappointed, but like I said, that is the fan in me. I'll always bleed black and gold, and that's how I am. Let's go Steelers. Have a good night. Love you guys. Bye-bye. IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all other sports. Take a listen. Gen B, coming up. Good night.